Oh my goodness. This Denver Broncos offense is dangerous. It's far better than the mainstream media wants to admit. Today we're going to break it down, position by position, and highlight what so many are missing about this explosive Broncos unit. Let's get right to it. First up, tight end. Last season, Denver had one of the weakest tight end groups in the league, and yet Bo Nix still finished with the second most touchdown passes by a rookie quarterback in NFL history. He was sixth overall in total touchdown passes, and he did it without a true weapon at tight end. That changes this year. The Broncos went out and added Evan Engram, a dynamic, versatile playmaker. Engram moves like a wide receiver but brings the size and strength of a tight end. Under Sean Payton's system, he'll be a nightmare matchup. Expect to see him lined up in the slot where he's been one of the most productive tight ends in the NFL, outpacing even stars like George Kittle and Travis Kelce in certain alignments. And this isn't speculation. It's exactly why Engram chose Denver over other teams. He knows Sean Payton has a vision for him, and the second he signed, he tweeted an image of the Joker. Why? Because he knows he's going to be Denver's Joker, the ultimate wild card in this offense. His last healthy season in Jacksonville, nearly 1,000 receiving yards and 114 receptions. To put that in perspective, last year, no Broncos tight end even cleared 100 receiving yards. This is a massive upgrade at one of Denver's weakest positions and a game changer for Bo Nix. Next, let's talk wide receiver. Denver replaced Josh Reynolds, who didn't even finish the season, with Pat Bryant. And while many draft analysts questioned the pick, Sean Payton made it clear, I don't care about your mock drafts. I know exactly what I'm getting in Pat Bryant. This is a receiver with elite hands and high character. He could have chased NIL money. Instead, he chose to bet on himself and his future. Payton loves that mindset. And here's what matters most. In his final season at Illinois, Pat Bryant had just one drop. Think back to last year's game against Buffalo. Bo Nix dealt with far too many drop passes from his receivers. That won't be the case with Bryant. Several commentators even said Bryant had the best hands of any receiver in this draft class. The Broncos' offense isn't just improving, it's transforming. A true weapon at tight end, reliable, sure-handed receivers, and a young quarterback who's already shown he can produce without elite help. Now, he's got it, and the league isn't ready. Let's talk more about Pat Bryant, a player who's going to surprise a lot of people this season. When you look at his relative athletic score, RAS, it matches that of Amon-Ra St. Brown, a player known for toughness, precision, and versatility. Expect Bryant to bring that same mentality to Denver's offense. From day one, Bryant made it clear, if I don't block, I don't get the rock. That's exactly the type of player Sean Payton loves. A wide receiver who contributes in the run game and does the dirty work without hesitation. And it's not just grit. Bryant is a polished route runner with excellent change of direction. Forget 40-yard dash times in shorts. What matters is how quickly you get in and out of your breaks. Bryant excels there. Last season at Illinois, he was targeted on 22% of pass attempts, averaging 82 receiving yards per game against some of the toughest defenses in the nation. Big Ten football is no joke, and Bryant produced consistently, even though few could name the quarterback throwing him the ball. His PFF grades improved every year, showing growth and polish. And while some are projecting him primarily in the slot, make no mistake, he's going to be a weapon everywhere on the field. Bo Nix is going to love having him. Now, onto the running back room. We know Sean Payton favors a committee approach at running back. That might frustrate fantasy football players, but for Broncos fans, it's exactly what we want. This is a formula that wins in January, with fresh legs and multiple threats out of the backfield. One name to watch closely, R.J. Harvey. Harvey brings a lethal combination of breakaway speed and between the tackles power. He can run inside, bounce it outside, and when he hits the second level, he's gone. We're already seeing flashes in OTAs. His jump cut is filthy. He looks ready to make an immediate impact. Finally, let's talk about the offensive line, which just might be the true strength of this entire team. Even national outlets like ESPN are starting to acknowledge it. The Denver Broncos might have the best offensive line in football. They were elite last year, and this year the entire group returns intact. That continuity is invaluable. As Bo Nix himself said, Sure, it's great to finally have consistency between my coordinator, play caller, and head coach, but it's even better knowing the same guys are snapping me the ball and protecting my blind side. This is a line without glaring weaknesses, a balanced, battle tested unit that wins in the trenches. And when you stack them up against other top O lines, say the Detroit Lions, Denver has the edge in stability. The Lions just lost their all pro center to retirement, which will create adjustments. Denver, no such concerns. The unit is locked in. Let's spotlight Garrett Bowles, Denver's veteran left tackle. Yes, penalties have been an issue in the past, but consider the competition he faces. Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, Myles Garrett. Bolles regularly lines up one-on-one against the NFL's best pass rushers and holds his own. That's no small feat. From rising stars like Pat Bryant to versatile backs like R.J. Harvey to one of the NFL's strongest offensive lines, this Denver Broncos offense is built for a deep playoff run. And when January football arrives, they'll be ready. Let's dive deeper into this offensive line, the foundation of Denver's new-look offense. Starting at left tackle, we have Garrett Bowles. Bowles allowed just 2 sacks all season, an elite number when you consider the level of competition he faced. Now, yes, he did commit 16 penalties, something he'll need to clean up. But even with that, PFF graded him as the 4th best left tackle in football. And here's what makes this even sweeter. Bolles essentially took a hometown discount to stay in Denver. He's being paid like a top 10 tackle, but he's playing like a top 5. That's the kind of loyalty and belief you want in your trenches. Moving inside to left guard, we've got the rock-solid Ben Powers, an underrated lineman who rarely gets the spotlight, but he absolutely deserves it. PFF score around 70, only 3 sacks allowed all season. Dependable, physical, and exactly what you want protecting your quarterback's blind side. At center, there was some uncertainty after Lloyd Cushenberry left for Tennessee. Enter Luke Wattenberg, who won the starting job and silenced the doubters. In his first full season starting, he posted an 82 pass blocking grade and allowed just 2 sacks. That's impressive for any center, let alone one stepping into the role for the first time. The Broncos may have found a long-term solution here. At right guard, we've got a star, Quinn Miners, the heart and soul of this offensive line, one of the most physically dominant guards in the NFL, and a legitimate contender for the league's new Protector of the Year award given to the best offensive lineman in football. PFF score 88. 1 sack allowed, 1 all season, only 5 penalties. And he does it all, excelling in both pass protection and run blocking. Miners is a tone setter. He plays with fire, grit, and unmatched power. If he wins that award this year, don't be surprised. He's earned every bit of this praise. At right tackle, Mike McGlinchey is coming off a strong season. He's taken some criticism in the past, but last year, he delivered. Just 6 penalties and 3 sacks allowed, with a 74 PFF grade. That's reliable production on the edge. And in today's NFL, you need both tackles playing at a high level to contend. And it's not just my opinion. Analysts across the league are starting to take notice. When we sat down with other AFC West analysts, the consensus was clear. 3 of the 4 agreed. The Broncos have the best offensive line in the division, and that's no small feat, considering teams like the Chargers have poured millions into their O-line. The key, of course, is health. If this group stays healthy, they'll dominate. One more advanced stat to highlight the impact of this offensive line on Bo Nix's development. There's a key metric that tracks how often a quarterback is either sacked or puts the ball in harm's way with a dangerous throw. You want your quarterback in the top right quadrant of that chart. Minimal sacks, minimal turnover-worthy throws. And guess what? Bo Nix is right where you want him to be. By comparison, Caleb Williams was frequently sacked despite not throwing many interceptable passes. But Nix, balanced, poised, and protected. And Sean Payton himself says, sacks aren't just on your O-line, it's a shared responsibility. Half on the line, half on the quarterback. Nix understands this perfectly, and if you remove just his first 2 games as a rookie starter, he would be charting right next to elite names like Lamar Jackson. Cody Rourke of Mile High Report echoed this point, and he's right. This offensive line is setting Nix up for success. The Denver Broncos' offensive line is not only elite, it's built to last. They protect the franchise quarterback. They open lanes for the run game, and they set the tone for the entire offense. If this group stays intact, this offense is going to be an absolute force, and they'll be playing meaningful football in January. Now let's talk about this wide receiver core, a group that's going to give opposing defenses nightmares this season. First up, Courtland Sutton. He's shown up to OTAs energized, connected with Bo Nix courtside because he believes in where this team is heading. And make no mistake, Courtland Sutton is a true WR1. He might not be the flashiest receiver or rack up massive yards after the catch, but what he does bring is consistency, leadership, and production. Over 1,000 receiving yards last year, 74 PFF grade, a leader both on and off the field. Having Sutton back is a huge win for this offense, and with improved weapons around him, he's poised for an even bigger year. Now let's talk about a rising star, Marvin Mims Jr. He finished last season with 6 touchdowns, but here's what matters. 4 of those came in the final 2 regular season games. That shows clear growth and trust late in the year. And now Sean Payton is going to unleash him from the start. Payton will use Mims as a game-breaking weapon, a speedster who can take the top off any defense. And with the Broncos' ability to mix looks, Mims' role will keep defenses on edge. That's the beauty of this offense. It's all about versatility and matchups. You've got Sutton, a go-up-and-get-it receiver who can outmuscle defenders. Mims, pure speed that stretches the field. Pat Bryant, a slot monster with elite hands and toughness. And Sean Payton's philosophy, spread the ball around and attack weaknesses. Last season, the Broncos targeted 10 different players per game on average, among the highest in the NFL. By contrast, some teams, like Chicago, targeted just 6. This depth and versatility forced defenses to prepare for everything, and that's exactly how Payton likes it. One week, it might be Marvin Mims exploding for multiple scores. Another week, it could be Troy Franklin stepping up. Or it could be Devon Vell, a trusted target who had 8 targets in his very first NFL game against Seattle. This offense is built to be unpredictable, and that makes it dangerous. Now, let's talk about the man who's going to drive this offense, Bo Nix. He is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the NFL right now. More voices are starting to recognize it, but this is a player who's about to take the next step. Forget the talk of a sophomore slump. Nix got better as the season went on. He didn't fade, he rose. If you remove his first 2 games against Seattle and Pittsburgh, his numbers would shatter rookie records. And even with those rough early outings, he still finished with the second most touchdown passes in NFL history for a rookie. Ranked 6th in the NFL in total touchdown passes, ahead of stars like Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. That's no fluke. That's talent, growth, and leadership. He didn't throw his first touchdown pass until week 4 and still finished with historic production. Now, with a full offseason under Sean Payton, improved weapons, and an elite offensive line protecting him, the sky is the limit. Broncos country, this offense is built to attack. It's balanced, explosive, and versatile. It's going to be a nightmare for defensive coordinators and an absolute joy for us to watch. Mark it down. This team is making a deep playoff push. This offense is nasty, and we've only just begun to see what it can do. So buckle up. January football is coming back to Denver, and this time the Broncos are coming with fire.